taxes?
Taxes are an important part. Like that, I think everybody, I don't know if I'm just speaking to you, but our taxes should be used responsibly. We see cuts in government revenues, and we see an increasing deficit. So with those $200 checks, that cost us $3 billion. Meanwhile, our local small businesses are really grappling with the impact of homelessness on our downtown that's not being addressed by the government. So I think there's a misspend in dollars, $100 million by the government to say everything's great. Meanwhile, we have the highest unemployment in the country. We see a lot of red tape when it comes to building that missing middle. We see more and more that municipalities are being downloaded upon, and then folks are seeing their property taxes increase, which is a terrible way to generate money. All the municipalities agree that, a senior on Ontario or on old age security, their income doesn't change, but their property tax might. So income taxes is an important way that our provincial government has enough to pay the bills, but they aren't paying the bills, right? They're privatizing healthcare, which is paying more and getting less. We see underfunded classrooms and dealing with those homelessness crisis, etc. Those things land on our emergency rooms, they land on our police services, and then those costs go up. So we see, Ontario is one of the unique places where municipalities pay for public health. They'll get operating dollars for transit. We see an increasing demand on policing because we haven't addressed the housing issues, social issues that we need to be paying for. So I see that the province likes to pride themselves on not raising taxes, but they made cuts and misspends that have cost us instead of spending money in the right place. And they've downloaded an immense amount of work onto municipalities, landing on people's property tax, and people are getting frustrated.
And yet they're spending more money. And as Kathy Abraham, a long-term trustee in the Kawartha District School Board, she acknowledged that they're spending more money on education, but they're still not paying the bills. And it sounds like you're saying the same thing. They're collecting a lot of money, but they're just not paying the bills in the right areas. They're spending it in the wrong places.
100%.
Would that be fair?
So 100%. I could give you a laundry list of needless spending that they've done. I think we all know that the checks are a political gimmick. The Highway 413, is beside an empty highway that we sold for the last $200 check. That was a bad business deal by a PC government. We have this tunnel idea that's going to cost us lakefront property for 100 years for $1. So we're not making money when we could. $230 to put alcohol in convenience stores. Meanwhile, we haven't even kept up with inflation. So they will always tell you they're spending more money than they ever have before. But, $1,500 less per student if we account for inflation in education. We're the lowest per person funding in healthcare, and that's not efficiency because we see the privatization costing us more, agency nurses costing us more. And we're the lowest by a country mile for colleges and universities. And we think of the HR problems we're having in a lot of sectors. Underfunding colleges and universities right now doesn't make sense. So we're saving money in the wrong places and not using it wisely, and spending it in the wrong places on stuff that people just aren't asking for, and it's not making life better.